All right, just got some gas. I'm gonna see what it do out here today. Now it is the slow time of year. I'm kind of used to it, hence the reason why I'm doing so many extra things, because I already know that it's the slowdown. And this time of year, you gotta expect you're not gonna get a lot of traffic, period. None of that. All the apps are doing bad right now, in my opinion. All the apps are doing bad right now. But for some reason, you will get pockets of places that drivers are that do well all year round. They just happen to be like I don't know, like Las Vegas, for example. So there's gonna be places where you're gonna see some people comment and be like, oh, we're doing great over here, we know how to get money over here. Some places do well no matter what, and I applaud those people. Congratulations. But when I talk about most, I'm talking about the majority of apps are doing bad right now. Even the secondary apps are doing bad right now. Now, secondary apps, I mean like companies outside of the mainstream apps, like a lot of these courier companies that the average person doesn't even know about. They're not well known. They're like low key. You usually got like online gurus to even tell you about them before you even find out about them. Those are gonna do bad now, right now too. Like Roadie, some of these apps that aren't like Uber or Lyft, but normally they make money. I hear Spark's doing pretty bad right now. The delivery apps are not doing so great right now. You can still make money. I'm not saying you can't make money. Like, I cherry pick it. I still, on average, will still shoot for my $100 a day, but I gotta work harder to get it. I gotta cherry pick a lot harder, because right now Uber and Lyft is being tight on what they offer, period. Outside of their perks and bonuses and all the crap, the offers are really low. So they give you all that crap to make you think that you're getting more, but you're really getting what you should have gotten from jump. If they cut out all the bells and whistles, that's what you should have gotten for a ride anyway. So you should have got that $10 for that ride instead of $4. But you'll still get the 10 by way of bells and whistles, as I call them. But you shouldn't have to jump through hoops to get the same money. But if they don't do that, let's be honest, a lot of people just won't drive. If they didn't put you through all these hoops and give you all these bells and whistles, a lot of you, including myself, would probably not even want to drive at all. So they gotta do some of this crap just to get drivers to drive, period. They have to. So I'm used to the slowdown right now. I'm not even gonna complain. Like, one of my biggest videos was this time last year, is when I was complaining and said, yeah, I gotta go private, I'm done. And fast forward, I'm still not private technically. I do some private under the table rides. I was neglecting even telling you guys on the channel because of the whole, TOS or TAS, whatever crap. And I do want to do it the legal route. It's just, it takes time to get there. Like right now, I know that I have to start preparing to buy another vehicle already. I'm wearing this one out. This is a Ford. Ford, in my opinion, was not built for rideshare. What I think was built for rideshare, top of my list, would be Toyota brand. They have so much versatility, and they're reliable. They last longer. Second will be Honda. I think Honda parts are a little bit more expensive compared to Toyota, but some people would say they're about the same now, with inflation. But I would go Toyota over Honda only because Toyota has more of a list of cars that you could get either gas or hybrid. So that's why I say it's a perfect rideshare brand. I would say Honda is secondary because they both last long. That's simply why I say that. Although traditionally, if you want a limousine style vehicle, you go Cadillac. Cadillac to me, although has the look, like when you think limousine, you think Cadillac, but they just don't last as long. They're very expensive. They are probably cheaper on the parts, but you got to repair them more often. So, that's why I say Toyota, you'll have to repair them less often. So it kind of doesn't matter if the parts are more expensive, in my opinion. So I would go Toyota, definitely Honda. Although I see a lot of Uber drivers driving Hyundais right now. I think that's mainly because they're cheap. And I get that. That's a good alternative just because they are cheaper than Cadillacs and Fords, in my opinion. You could buy them more often. So if you were going to buy a low-cost fleet, you might go Hyundai, Nissan, to me, is your typical rental car. All the Nissan brand cars seem like they're the typical car you would use if you start a rental company. I don't know why that is. They just are the affordability, maybe. I don't know. But every time I go to a rental place, they always seem to have Nissans. It's harder to get the Camrys and, the other car, the SUVs even, So it just seems like Nissan, the cars and trucks seem to be like the perfect rental car option. Some people disagree with me on that. But if I had to pick a brand right now to replace my current vehicle going forward to go private in, it'll probably be like the Venza, the Toyota Venza. I would love to go Highlander, but you're going up on the gas. And the only reason why I say Highlander, because we're in Connecticut, you need all terrain in Connecticut, I feel like. It's my personal opinion. Even though we're not like in Arizona or someplace sandy or rocky, when the winters are bad out here, which is rare, we get more probably black ice than we get snow, but the roads are kind of bad. So I prefer to get something like, if I can afford it, I want to go Toyota Highlander. Now, it's not likely that I'll be able to pull cash to pay for this vehicle. It's probably going to be some sort of business line of credit. Business line of credit or actual credit card. And I'll probably try to purchase it outright. If I cannot purchase it outright, I'll put down a large down payment and finance it or do a long-term lease. Now, the financing option, I could easily do through a place like a company like Carvana. They will allow you to purchase a vehicle. I called them and asked them. This is for people that, I know a lot of people have mixed thoughts about Carvana, but even me, but they're a good source of getting something fast without going through the headache of a dealership. And when I called them, they made it sound pretty streamlined. As long as you got your LLC, you got your commercial insurance, they will sell you a car in the name of your company, and you're good to go. You get it, registered, get your plates later on, of course, but they're getting better at the registration part where you actually get your plates and stuff. I heard they were having problems with that. I got this car from Carvana. I'm thinking about going, when I set up my LLC, go through Carvana, because they streamline the process and you can literally pay your down payment with the credit card. They'll bring it out to you, break down everything. So it's really a nice situation, in my opinion. I like the option of not dealing with a dealership. Now, if I were going to go do like a long-term lease, which a lot of you are going to disagree with me on getting a lease at all because you're using it for transportation. But at the end of the lease, you can always buy the vehicle because it's going to have a lot of miles on it. You can finance it at that point. But you can write off 100% of those lease payments. That's the only reason why I was thinking about it. But either way, I'm guessing you can write it off, because if you're paying with the credit card, you could write that off as well. So I'm not an accountant or anything, but I'm assuming there's a lot more write-offs either way. And I want to get the business out of my name anyway. I did do the government EIDL as a sole proprietor in my name. And got the SBA money. No scam, legally. I legally got the PPP, got that waived, so I didn't have to pay that back. I got 2 small grants. I didn't have to pay those back. What did I do? I did what like everybody else in the country, and I wasted a lot of money. The only thing I got to show for it is this car. So this car's not dead yet. It's only a 2017. As of right now, I got 127,000 miles on it. It could go probably another 20 to 30 without any problems. I just want to prepare for that now. Get another vehicle under my company. Start doing transportation on that. That'll slow down this from being worn and tore down, and maybe possibly give us a little rest, and maybe even put somebody in this car as well to do maybe food delivery. It's kind of small for rideshare, but I've been getting along with the gas mileage. That's why I like it. As far as the slowdown, like I said, I have been doing some under the table rides. I know it's not quote unquote legal, but you got to do what you got to do to survive out here. I did find a possible good source for commercial insurance, and all I got to do is set up my LLC, and I even got a place. We have a Regis right here in town where I live. That's going to be the business address. You should always have a business address, not your home address, because we're going to be going after some business credit. That's the whole purpose of putting it in my LLC, really. I can keep everything in my name, but I want to go after business credit. And it's going to be easy to get the business credit because I'm using the same money that I'm making now. It's just going in a business account. But the banks like to see that it's going in the business account, I probably will stay with my same bank. Some of you are going to even disagree on the bank. I'm probably going to go with my Chase Bank. We have a brand new one here in town, so I don't have to drive 15, 20 minutes. I might do a secondary bank on one of these fintech companies, just because I don't believe all your money should be in one place. That's just my mindset. All your money should never be in one place, in my opinion, when it comes to these banks. for obvious reasons. They all are shady at some point. Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, you got to spread your money out. Even right now, with my current company that I do my online stuff with, it's in Navy Federal, I'm still going to create more bank accounts for that same company. I don't know what it is. I don't trust any one bank to hold my money. I'm just funny like that. I don't know. I've always been like that. And I've seen in the news, I'm sure you guys have seen, over and over and over, these banks keep having problems, keep messing with your money. What did you guys think about, what is his name? The mic drop, BBQ. He was talking about, I know I changed the subject real quick, but he was talking about the rideshare professor promoting fair rides, and the rideshare professor is even saying now that it's a possible scam. That's unfortunate because we already went through this drama with trip rides in the past, those of you who remember trip rides, and now we have a co-op that could be a scam. So far, we got what? Rides, so far we heard is good. They're in Minneapolis now. I did, the mic drop BBQ, he's promoting what? Hum. They're supposed to be good. I wish Hum could come to Connecticut. I like that business model. I like the idea that they give you control of the app to make money. And you still got the commercial insurance. I like that. I really like that. You still got to have your own commercial insurance once you're driving your own vehicle for your business, but I like that you're covered under their commercial insurance when you do these private rides. I like that. We need a monthly model to come to Connecticut. I don't get it. I don't get why nobody could come up with one. And I told my neighbor, and he wasn't really interested at all in another model. Excuse me. I think a lot of these older drivers, he's an older driver, not older in age, but he's an older driver. He's been driving like 7 years. And I think some of these older drivers are just set in their ways. They just want Uber and Lyft to pay more money. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's only going to go down from here. It's only going to go down. That's why I didn't understand that hater that comes on my channel. He's probably going to change his name and come back and do some more hateful comments. But he loves Uber so much that he don't even want me to say anything negative about Uber. He will come on my channel, change his name, just come on my channel and get at me because I'm hating on Uber. And I don't understand those type of people. When it's not that we're necessarily, it's not about hating, it's we're giving you how we feel about a company scamming us. I almost feel like it's like fair rides, like a scam, And these are like $1 million companies, but they're so greedy that it's actually costing them money. The lawsuits. Think about it. It might actually cost them less money when you really think about it. Now that I'm really thinking back. Because if they're willing to do all this, get caught, paid out, they could possibly be making more than they're actually paying out. Way more. Obviously they are, because they're still in business. So just think about how much more they're scamming. They're only paying out the bare minimum. And when I say them, I'm mainly talking Uber, because Lyft ain't really got, there's a tag along. They don't have as much money. But Uber is scamming that much that they could pay out a lawsuit here and there. That's crazy. And a part of me is like, well, why don't you do it? Why don't you get the money? Why don't you get Connecticut behind you? Tell people you want to do this. And I started thinking about that, and I was like, I guess it's a possibility. Let's be honest. I mean, I could form an LLC. I'm intelligent enough to do that, or a corporation, because these companies that I'm going to have to do a lot of fundraising. I'm going to have to go to the state for help. So I'm going to have to be in bed with the state for this to work. But build a company that can form a rideshare company that is actually paying on a monthly subscription and follow all the laws. Whatever Connecticut says I got to do, but you're in bed with Connecticut. I want you people from Connecticut to think about that. Being in bed with Connecticut is not the same as some of these other states. Like Hum is in Phoenix, I believe. You know, you can't, Arizona's not going to operate the same as Connecticut. Connecticut's going to be really hard to do something, raise money. Not impossible, but hard. That's all I'm saying. But if you could get together the right people, find a software engineer, somebody to build the app, it's a possibility. I know I don't have the brains or the means to do it myself, but I'm sure there's people in Connecticut that if you're helping drivers, they might want to, there might be some crowdfunding they might be willing to do. I think the first part is setting up that entity, and that same entity is going to be for my private rides company anyway. But I think I did got a local company that does commercial insurance. I think because I only need commercial insurance in between the rides, I can get it at a fair rate. And when I say fair rate, we're probably talking bare minimum. If I get a lower than this, I'll be shocked. $500 a month. But that will cover my driving all business pleasure. That will cover my car 100%. I'm paying about, if I were to guess, about $250 with Progressive now myself. If I were to get the rideshare insurance through Progressive, you're still talking like $500 a month. But if I can get it under that, it's well worth it to get the commercial insurance. I would get it now. If I can get commercial insurance for as little as $400 a month, I would get it now. It's worth it. And setting up the LLC is practically free. I'm sorry. State fees. That's it. Maybe a couple $100. The business address at Regis. We have a local Regis, like I said here, for the business address. So I got all the makings of taking this private. Now, why would I legally take it private? Because I could do more. I could raise money. I could write off more. I could get my own courier license on top of that. Especially if I get a bigger vehicle. If I get a bigger vehicle, I'll make more money doing stuff off the apps. That's what I care about. I can get my limousine license, So I really think this is the year to do it. Stop talking about it and really make this thing happen. I'm still doing my thing online, but I think this could be a way to take the same money I'm already making and build business credit on the back end. That's my thinking of this. Take the business credit, apply it to fixing a vehicle or buying a new vehicle. That new vehicle pays off the credit, and it's just a cycle. And eventually I turn a profit. That's my mindset. I only need maybe 3 other drivers other than myself to be a successful company, according to my math so far. I would be the backup, you know. And I could be looking at easily a 6-figure business myself, you know. Now, that's only if nothing else happens. But even if something happens, that's what the credit is for. You build up your business credit. Therefore, emergency pops up. You have the credit to cover some of that stuff in an emergency. And I'm going to do a newsletter on the process. Or newsletter, possibly a course later. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So if you're interested, you know, go down below. Check out the other offers I have. And subscribe. Thank you for your time. And I'll see you in the next one.